It's the question of the ages, folks, so I figured we'd tackle it today. Should people with albinism use a cane? Everybody has an opinion on this, and this is just mine, but I know my parents got a lot of flack for it. I know even just talking to someone recently who's a family member of a child with albinism, they're getting flack for having their kid use canes too. So, this is just my opinion as an adult with albinism. I hope that this kind of clarifies things for parents and for O&M instructors and anybody out there, because this is an issue that kind of gets under my skin, and just wanted to weigh in on it. So, should a child with albinism be given a cane? For whatever reason, O&M instructors and people who work with visually impaired kids put people with albinism in a sort of weird box because, yes, in the right lighting situation, it's hard to even tell that we have a visual impairment because we are very highly functioning. However, our acuity changes so drastically depending on the light. I am sitting here, I can see fairly well, but the second I get outside into bright sunlight, you better believe I am blind as Paul on the road to Damascus. I can't see anything. And I use prescription level dark sunglasses. Like, I'm going to hold these up so you can see, hopefully, sort of see. You can't because of the reflection on my computer. But these are extremely dark. Even with these, with the good sides, as dark as sunglasses can possibly be made, I can not see very well in bright sunlight. And that doesn't even make up for the other issue, depth perception. When I was a little girl, there'd be like a shadow, like the sun would be hitting a building and there would be a shadow on the sidewalk. My mom says that I would always kneel down and feel with my hand to see if there was a drop there because I had no depth perception. And there was another time she was walking on the steps of the library with me, and I was really excited because I had gotten a book and I was going to read my book. I was probably 3 or 4 years old, and I didn't see the stair because, again, no depth perception, and I face wiped onto the ground. And after that, my mom put her foot down and said, Kristina needs to learn how to use a cane. All of the O&M instructors were just totally up in arms about it. Why would you give your child a cane? What kind of parent wants to put a cane in their child's hands? No parent wants to put a cane in their child's hands. But no parent ever wants to watch their kid do a face wipe because they can't see a stair or because they can't tell if something is a shadow or a stair. So my mom went through hell because of that with the O&M instructors. They were just so against the idea of me learning how to use a cane. But today, as an adult with albinism, I do not go anywhere without Stubby. This is Stubby. Stubby is custom made specifically for me with a roller tip because I'm a pea princess and I like to have my roller tip. And it's made out of plexiglass, and I love him. He's my my security blanket, because even though, yes, I do have fairly decent vision in a darkened room, I cannot see if there's a stair there. And this thing has saved me from crashing on my face more times than I can count. I have also used a guide dog. She's now retired because she had health issues, so she lives at home with my parents and is quite happy in her retirement. I'll talk about that in another video. But just my personal opinion is every person with albinism, if they have ocular albinism and they are legally blind, should own a cane, if not being like me, where you have like 2 or 3 of them and you're kind of a pea princess. But you should not only have a cane, you should be properly trained in how to use it. You should be properly trained in O&M instruction and how to read traffic patterns so you can cross a street safely, because in bright sunlight, it's nearly impossible to see the light on the other side of the road. So that's just my opinion. Again, just putting that disclaimer out there. But if you are a parent of a child with albinism, I would highly encourage you. Even your child can make the decision when they grow up whether or not they're going to use their cane. But they need to have that instruction to start out with because, again, it's a tool. And why wouldn't you want your kid to have a tool? I mean, why? Your kid may never learn, or you're teaching your kid French, it's a tool. Or teaching, like I was taught Latin. Completely unnecessary, it's a dead language, but it's a tool that I have, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. In another video, I'll talk about Braille, and that's another subject of contention of whether people with albinism should learn Braille. But again, it's a tool. And if it keeps your kid from doing a face plant, yes, they should learn how to use a cane. And to all you O&M instructors out there, if you're watching this, I would very strongly encourage you as an adult with albinism to teach your albino students, or your students with albinism, how to use a cane. Yes, they can see just fine indoors, but if they don't have depth perception, it could be a real mess. And I am very grateful that I had the O&M instructors that I did. I had the most amazing instructors. Paul, I think he's now retired. I haven't been able to keep up with him, in Lancaster, California, when I was 2 or 3 years old. Like, I had a cane in my hand when I was 2 or 3 years old. And then Rosa in Reno, who is a total boss. She was amazing, and she taught me how to use a public transit system, how to cross a road where the road was so wide that I couldn't see the light on the other side. Just stuff like that. Good O&M instruction is important for any child to learn, but especially a child with a visual impairment. They absolutely need that instruction. So those are my 2 cents. I hope that you find that helpful. Feel free to sound off with questions down below. Like I said, I've had a guide dog. I have used a cane all my life. Wouldn't go anywhere without it. I can refer to cane manufacturers if you need that. The Department of Rehabilitation does provide free canes. The Lions Club also provides white canes. And I think the American Federation for the Blind also does, but I'm going to have to look that up and fact check. But yeah, there's several different places where you can get a cane for free, or if you're like me and you are a pea princess and you have to have your fancy schmancy cane, I can also refer you to the manufacturer that made Stubby. So my 2 cents. I hope you find it helpful. And I'd love to hear if you have albinism as well. Feel free to sound off in the comments with your thoughts. And I really want this to be an encouraging place for parents of children with albinism. If you have a child with albinism, you are welcome to direct message me. Find me on Facebook and message me there. I really want to be able to encourage you as well. Your child will be just fine. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please get in touch with me, because I would love to be able to support you in this journey as well, and let you know that, your kid's going to go through it a lot in school, and you're going to have trouble with people making all kinds of comments, but you will make it through. And I just want to encourage you as well that if you're pushing for your kid to learn how to use a cane, keep pushing. It's a good thing. Even if you may not see it now, your kid may choose to put the cane down later. I know plenty of people who have, but it's still a good thing to have. So good luck out there, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Also, hello from Philadelphia. I am currently in a hotel room in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the cheesesteak is totally worth it. It is so good. We didn't go to the touristy place. We went to this other place called, I think, Chubby's. I don't know. It was amazing, though. It was really, really better than I thought it would be. So, yeah, world traveler over here, just hanging out in Philadelphia. What's up? You guys have a great week.